day, if our positions were switched, would our fates be different? Would I have your life and you mine?
Yeah, welcome back to a another video. Today, I just want to talk about Devil May Cry 5. It was released back in 2019, so a bit over 5 years ago. And honestly, I think it still holds up. It's an absolute banger. I remember playing it for the first time back in 2020. I was a bit late to it. Because I had originally played DMC 1 and 4 back to back like a year previously when I heard about the release of DMC 5. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll give it a try. And honestly, I loved all of the games. I love 1 to 4 equally. I think 4 was a bit more special. I think because I have a bit bias towards Nero, I guess. But when I finally got around to actually playing DMC 5, I was kind of amazed. It was actually really, really fun. And then I kind of put it down for like 3 years until recently.
You what?
I found out Virgil was a playable character for DLC, which I was like, okay, it's pretty chill. So I bought the DLC, and then honestly, after playing it again all the way through with Virgil, I never realized how much I actually liked Devil May Cry 5. Unfortunately, I think it got overshadowed by Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild back in 2019 during the Game of the Year awards, which I mean honestly I guess was fine, but I mean if I was to choose either Devil May Cry 5 or Zelda, I'm probably going to choose Devil May Cry 5, but purely because of Virgil. If we didn't have Virgil in DMC 5, I don't think it would have held up as good. Because I mean, honestly, the story it's not exactly S tier. Honestly, I think I'll leave that up to like DMC 4 or 3. Honestly, and the reboot game was absolute trash. I refuse to talk about that. Because honestly, let's be for real. If Virgil was not in DMC 5, honestly, I don't think the franchise would have been in a good spot because it had been almost a whole decade since DMC 4 before DMC 5. Because I think DMC 4 was 2007, 2009. I don't recall. I probably got that totally wrong 100%. But like I said, I legit do think that it had not Virgil not been in DMC 5, honestly, I do think they would have lost a lot of money with that. Honestly, it would have been a huge missed opportunity. But at the same time, I guess surrounding Virgil would complicated things. I would imagine because I think DMC 4, he was putting up Nero to be the son of Virgil, right? But then DMC 5 was kind of like, we didn't really get that father son interaction between Virgil and Nero. Like there was some hints towards it, but it was just kind of like, wasn't really there. And I think that was a biggest miss for DMC 5, honestly. But for what DMC 5 lacks in good, role models, honestly, DMC 5 has the best soundtrack out of the gaming franchise. You have, Human, you have Devil Trigger, both very iconic. But then we have Bear the Light, Virgil's theme. And I think when you talk about Devil May Cry 5 and you talk about the soundtrack, people always are going to mention Devil Trigger and Bear the Light because Devil Trigger was part of the intro scene. And then you had Bear the Light for Virgil's theme. But the reason Bear the Light is more iconic is because it's really good. Casey Edwards was a phenomenal artist. I would imagine when he was like, "Hey, look, we need an artist to make this song." I mean, honestly, I don't think I would have judged anyone else besides Casey Edwards for that song because, like I said, it's legit like the most iconic song out of Devil May Cry 5. And honestly, for like just good motivated songs, it is one of the best ones out there. And like I said, my best friend who doesn't even play Devil May Cry actually knows Breathe the Light by heart. And so it's kind of ironic that you have players or gamers who never played Devil May Cry at all, but yet still know Breathe the Light. 'Cause it's just that iconic. I mean, and even apart from the soundtrack, I do think the gameplay itself is addictive. Now, if you're a hardcore player, like a Souls player, you're probably not going to find this game very enjoyable. But if you are just a casual gamer, I do recommend Devil May Cry 5. It is literally just a good hacking slash to play. Like, you get off work, you're tired, you don't feel like playing, a hard game like Apex or something. You can just pick up Devil May Cry 5 and just, pick it up very easily and just press buttons and boom, there you go. Um, that's how I was when I first played Devil May Cry 5 all up to like 3, and then I started actually practicing combos to get better. And I actually started speedrunning the game a lot, on my own time. I never really like decided to stream that stuff. I probably should actually not think about it, but anyway, I digress. I do think the gameplay for DMC5 and even 4, I would say, DMC4 had more puzzles than I liked for it to have, but DMC5 was pretty good about not having puzzles to solve to move on forward, which I think is kind of nice, honestly. I think it's a better improvement than, like I said, DMC4, so, I'll give props to that. And what's kind of ironic, even though the game is 5 years old, there is still mods being made for it, which I think is nice. It means there's still love and support for this game that modders still want to mod the game, which I think is for a game that's 5 years old and doesn't have the player base it used to have back in the old days, back in 2019, I do think it's a good thing that we're still getting mods for it. Like I said, because it legit means that there is still support for the mod community at least, so that's pretty nice. And there are still plenty of DMC discords out there that are also very supportive of new players who don't even help you out. Like I remember I joined the official DMC Discord. Well, I don't think it's official, but it is one of the popular ones out there. And honestly, that server, even though there's tons of people, the mods are great, the Discord users are great. I mean, honestly, DMC5 is just a hidden gem banger that no one talks about enough. I mean, of course, it's still 5 years old, but people still talk about Dark Souls 3, right? But well, I mean, I guess I'm comparing it to Dark Souls. But I digress. Again, I just want to make this video just to talk about DMC5 because again, I don't see people talk about enough anymore. It kind of died down honestly, which is kind of sad. But I mean, yeah. Just wrapping it up. Let me know what you think about it. I mean, like I said, I really do enjoy Devil May Cry 5. It definitely is a hidden gem. But I'm gonna just stop repeating myself because I do need to end this video at some point, and I won't be too long because I can do all kinds of edits for it. But yeah, just subscribe to the video. And I do appreciate your support for watching my videos. They really do help out. But anyway, yeah.